Good morning, everybody.
Hey. How you doing?
A little break is over, and we back, yo.
We're going to be back next week?
I believe so. Well, it's Labor Day weekend, so I think we should be...
I have my sister's wedding.
You have your sister's wedding?
Yeah, so I don't know what time I have to be there. The wedding's at like 2.
Yeah, we'll probably be off next week.
Interesting.
Why is that?
No, just being a jerk.
Oh.
Trying to be funny early in the morning. It's not working.
Hey, we both got.
You're not funny,
we
Ben.
We both got a donut.
I'm
too.
really not funny.
And they didn't have any the vanilla dip with sprinkles. So I was like, "Do you know when you're gonna have any of those?" He's like, "We can make one right now." I was like, "All right, I'll wait." And I waited for them to make me one donut hot off
Vanilla
the press.
dip with sprinkles. Oh, ready?
What does a Tim Hortons donut taste like? That doesn't sound appealing.
You've never had a Tim
Hortons
Hortons
donut?
Nope.
Shame on you.
They're up to par,
Yeah, I mean,
to say the least.
They can hold their own, but nothing compared to...
Because, like...
As we're going to give free plugs to Donut Town here in Medford. Or
Donut Town's great. I'm sorry.
Donut Town is fantastic. Or Roberto's in Van Born.
Can I tell you
Taylor?
Can I tell you a true story?
True story? What would it be? A fictional story?
No. So when I was working at the pharmacy, like a few years back, I stopped. When I stopped, and I got a hot chocolate because it was cold. I swear to you, the dude sneezed over my hot chocolate and kept it going. And as he tried to give it to me, I was like, "You just sneezed it," and he was like, "Oh, I'll make you another one." I was like, "No."
Wait, that was just his reaction was just, oh?
Like he didn't even know that I saw him just nonchalantly.
Gross.
Wow.
Lazy
Gross.
and gross.
Ugh.
Just say "oh" to that. Like, come on.
I'm temporarily blind, by
Have
the
some
way.
awareness.
Temporarily blinded. There's something to my right that's blinding me.
Ooh.
I can't see out of the right side of my face. I don't know what's going on. I need those like eclipse glasses that we all had on Tuesday. I mean, that is massive.
And then they had a story. Yeah, guy burned his eyes by staring at the sun. Well, no crap. Staring at the sun is not good for your eyes. I don't think we needed to tell everybody that all day long.
Didn't our parents tell us that when we were kids? Like, don't sit too close to the TV. Don't stare at the sun.
Don't talk to strangers.
If you tell someone
Parenting
not
101.
to do something, they're going to do it. It's reverse psychology. You know that commercial or that movie, It, that's coming out?
Oh, I love
Yes.
that.
The commercial was on, and my little sister was in front of me. I was like, don't look at the TV, because she's already having trouble sleeping. She looks right at it. And then she starts bawling. She's like literally crying, like tears coming down her face. She's like holding Gino. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, I told you not to look. She goes, I know. When you said it, I had to look.
Yep.
5-year-old.
Reverse
for you.
psychology.
There you go.
I had to look. I had to.
I had to because you said not to. I had to do it.
Oh
Older
man.
people.
Having said that though, I did look at the sun for like a tenth of a second without the glasses.
I did too. Just because I was driving around, I was like, all right, just look. I looked up real quick. I was like, oh, that's bright.
Well, I did both. I did with the glasses and I did without. Without the glasses, I did the quick like scan up, and then okay, like so I would see it for a very brief second and then I'd look away. But even with the glasses though, man, my eyes hurt for a good solid like 6 hours afterwards.
Seriously?
Yes,
My eyes hurt just looking at the pictures. I looked at the sun for like a tenth of a second, same as Ben, and then I started looking at the pictures on Facebook, and I was like,
You guys are all sheep.
I didn't
do
see
any of
it,
that.
and I
do any
didn't-
of
I
that.
didn't-
How are we sheep for looking at the sun?
We're sheep?
No,
Oh,
sheep.
I-
Everybody.
You have to explain yourself. How are we sheep for looking at the sun on a natural event?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's simple. I didn't bother to deal with it.
But that
I
doesn't
didn't
make us
because-
sheep.
So different, Roger.
Because-
Wow.
But that doesn't make us sheep.
Because everybody
everybody
was on the news looking out and hooray for science. There's one woman who drove to Texas, 14 hours to Texas just to participate in it. Good for you, what have you. And just the sheer feverness of seeing people out there with their glasses. I wish they would show that kind of enthusiasm in other different ways.
But like, okay,
I didn't see it, nor have I even seen one picture of it. Like I totally forgot. After a few hours after it happened, like not really that many people talking about it. I haven't seen it even to this point.
But like the last time a solar eclipse happened over the U.S. was 1918. So
just like yesterday.
What's also the eclipse I saw in or was it 5th grade then? What was that?
a lunar eclipse.
Oh.
Was it at night?
No, it was during the day.
So, Roger, the more attention something grabs, the less attention you give it.
Because
That's what happens.
here's what happens. It just
Too many people care.
It's too mainstream. I'm not mainstream. I'm gonna
that's,
be.
maybe that's a little bit to do with it, Bianca, but also I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it would just seem a little too weird that it was just this. You saw people going literally nuts for glasses and overselling. And again, I don't want to be, it sounds like I'm putting crap in the punch bowl, and I'm not trying to, but it's just, it was getting a little bit obnoxious. Like some of the stuff on Twitter.
It wasn't even really that cool. I like the one that happens at night. That one's much cooler.
That's the lunar eclipse.
Yeah,
I saw an eclipse.
10 times better.
I saw eclipse when I was younger.
We're judging eclipse.
And there we go. I mean, I'm judging if you sound like such pretentious
I like the red
douchebags. Look, like I said, I mean, I was doing stuff for the website, so I was doing some other work, and my mind's been pretty preoccupied this week as it stands. So to be fair, I just
Happened to you last weekend.
A lot of BS that followed that happiness.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Well, let's talk about the happiness.
The happiness. So, Gino proposed.
Congratulations.
For the record, we
Thank
knew
you.
about this for a while.
Yeah. You know what? I started to have a feeling. I'm like, we're off August 19th. There were just so many different things but I kept second guessing myself because my mom still told me, I need you to babysit. We're having Gino's cousins over that night. My sister said she had a birthday party that night. So I'm like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm getting my hopes up for nothing.
No, Gino Mastermind is in July.
Yeah.
So he told us don't do a show on the 19th. We're like, sure, no problem. I wish we would have came. I couldn't.
Yeah, only Mike showed up. What's up with that, guys?
It's no reflection on you. Mm-hmm. We're very, very happy that you are engaged. Mm-hmm. Maybe slightly bitter. No, I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, Brian? What was your excuse? I had a legitimate excuse.
I didn't even know about it. Like I saw the post. It was something about like some party. I didn't even know what it was, and I wasn't. I didn't have this. I wasn't filled in.
I would have sworn. I told everybody.
Maybe because you couldn't tell him when I was around.
Maybe.
Yes, because like I only see
I don't know.
Roger really when Bianca's around, so probably.
Yeah, I think
that was probably it.
Regardless.
But okay, so
I feel bad,
what's
though.
your excuse?
Well, let's just say
I had to work.
Yeah,
So I was working.
my excuse was I have a teenager at home who does not listen to me.
Oh,
So-
dad moment.
There was a dad. I had a couple dad moments, as Ben can fully attest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Stuff I'm not gonna.
It's getting bad over there. I can tell.
It's-
It's starting to grow.
I'm sorry. Bad would be an upgrade.
Yeah.
See,
Like-
this is why I don't want boys. I started to watch my 18-year-old brother, and I'm like, ha ha ha, F this. I want all girls now.
So you know what's
There's
going to happen?
be
You're going to have like
peace at
4
school.
boys.
Yeah,
And then you're going to be like, I want one more to see if we get that girl.
No.
And the 5th kid is going to be another boy. And it's going to be like,
It's gonna be like Risk. She's gonna roll it. It's just gonna be
If I'm stuck with
sixes.
3 boys, I'm stuck with 3 boys. But I am not dealing with them. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you.
will.
I'll just say this much. That's why I didn't come out there Saturday. So I apologize, but
we were seriously happy for you, though.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. I want to
That
hear.
was awesome.
I want to hear how Mike, because it was a pretty.
Was it wild?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But I've been like the pharmacy. It was the owners.
Hold
The
on, I
owners
can't hear.
were Lebanese. You know what I'm saying? So I've been.
Okay, so you've been to similar parties.
Yeah, like the reception part came out just super. I was like, man, this is one of the best like weddings I've ever been to. But it was hype though. Like,
Yeah.
I Shazammed a few songs. I was like,
They're-
I have
Shazammed a
no
few
idea
songs.
what they're saying, but they're
Yeah.
getting it though. They are getting it.
Yeah, that's literally my favorite Nancy Ajaram song that you asked about, or you Shazammed, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, it was-
man.
Yeah. Did your date feel like? Was she like, what is going on?
No,
Oh, you brought a date?
and
Ooh,
Nice,
look at you.
those meatballs were fire too.
Everyone said the food was so good. You know, I didn't eat not one thing.
Oh, they had
What?
and it had this
Me
little.
and Gino
That,
both.
I was going to say, that's
honey-
common.
It was these meatballs, and they had this like honey mustard glaze. It was just
Their food
it
is
was
good.
Fire.
That place's food is really good. They have a firecracker chicken pizza. Oh my god.
So,
One
like,
of the best pizzas. I've had.
now that you know that it's going to be hard to eat, make sure you eat at your wedding reception. Like, no matter what, eat something because you will regret it if you don't.
Well, I'm gonna have a midnight snack, so even if I don't eat my meal, I'm having my midnight snack. 'Cause
There
it's about
you
to be
go.
bomb.
You know what's so funny though? So we were there, and then we stepped out, got another drink, and then you guys were about to be there, so everybody was by the door. You walked in, everybody was like, "Ah!" I was like, not them," and then walked right past, and then you came in a couple minutes later.
You guys walked in, and then my grandpa did too. I heard, and my grandpa was just like, made the most of it. It's so funny. Yeah. So
did it happen actually there in front of people, or like before, and it was just a celebration?
no, he did it before, and then that was like the celebrating after.
So
that he
walk us
proposed.
through how he did it. Was it nice? Was it what you were expecting?
So he told me that we were going to go to Birmingham
Go to Big Hob.
for lunch. So he told me we were going to go there, and then I don't know if you guys are familiar with Plantera at all.
I've heard
Plant-
of it.
People
Plantera.
have it looks like a greenhouse, but when you go inside, like it's set up so beautifully that people even have weddings there.
All right.
It's really nice inside. So we started driving. I'm like, Gino, what are you doing? Maple is that way. He said, hold on, first I have to pick something up for my mom and for my aunt, which isn't out of the ordinary. I mean, it's not like he doesn't go and do stuff for family often. So we're driving, and then we passed that place, Plantera. And I just said, that's where my cousin Lauren and her husband took pictures at their wedding. They turned out beautifully. And he just said, oh, yep, starts pulling in. And I'm like, okay. He starts to get out. I'm like, are we going down? Am I going down with you? And he said, yeah. And then we start walking, and then I saw, like, where he was walking towards. He had, like, a little setup, champagne and roses, and, like, I could see, like, our pictures and stuff like that.
Oh, so you knew like right then and there?
Uh-huh.
Did you get emotional?
Yeah, oh my God. Even my sister was there and she was recording it, and I'll show you guys the video later. She literally is sobbing. And she's like, before it happened, I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm not going to cry. My sister's like, she's like shaking in the whole phone. But yeah, it was intense. It was, and Gino, I don't even know what the hell he was saying to me. He was, after we got in the car, he's like, do you even remember what I said to you? I was like, Gino, it was all a blur. All I heard was, will you marry me? And I said yes.
It just would have been funny if you said like no on accident. Would you? No.
I know.
It's like,
my
wait,
mom,
what?
My
I'm not
mom
ready.
saw the video,
I'm not
and I hugged him at the end, and my mom was like, did she say yes? I'm like, no. I said, I'm sorry. Like, let's move on. I hugged him, and we went our
yet.
separate ways.
I'm not
It was fun dating you for 8 years, but we're done. Bye-bye.
You did it too early. We're done.
Or like, this
Yeah.
is not what I anticipated. We're doing this again next week.
Oh, too soon. Too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this.
It was a lot of fun. And then you guys, I think I decided I want to discuss one of the things that have been pissing me off on air. I want to get your guys' opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Hold on. Let me
So we'll do that later.
do it later. Okay.
There's a little,
Okay.
yeah.
I love giving my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start
I wanna
That's why
know-
we're here.
I want to know if I'm wrong for being mad about something. So, but we'll do that.
We'll say
in a little
probably
bit.
not, but we have to hear the story.
Yeah.
Because it's usually justified with you.
I'm just glad that I didn't know any of this BS that was happening with my family. I didn't know any of it at the party. Like, I enjoyed the party completely. But then I started to, afterwards, like the next day, my sister told me all the BS and everything. I'm just like, whatever. I'm so over people. I don't even want them invited to my wedding. But it's like my dad's siblings, so I kind of have to.
Rude.
Okay.
Got thrown over here. Sorry.
On
Yeah.
both sides of the conversation.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we could do that.
All right, let's talk sports though first. and then
Yeah,
we'll go-
that's what
uh,
I'm saying. We'll do it later.
We'll do it a little later. We'll do it in probably the second hour.
How's your hip feel?
I know Isaiah Thomas's hip is hurting. So
Oh yeah, that trade may not go through now.
No, it's still going to, just because too much damage has been done for the team, for the players to
Well,
go
yeah.
back. So at the very least, they're just going to ask for, all right, now you got to give us a little bit something extra, because players can't go back. There's no way Isaiah Thomas can go back.
Well, yeah, no.
After
think
he
we all
was
good.
selling Boston to the entire summer as a free agent destination, and then he gets traded to Cleveland.
I mean, I would have did the same thing.
And it's funny, is all these Warriors are coming out of the woodwork on Twitter. Andrew Iguodala.
Iguodala.
Why can't I not talk to them? I think my allergies are nuts.
All right.
Return to sender. That's what he said.
I mean,
Wow. not exactly a burn either.
I would have done the same trade, and they didn't give up anything. So Jay Crowder, I don't like the guy anyways, and they're stacked at small forward. The past 2 drafts, Jason Tatum and the other guy, the guy who they drafted.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, both small forwards. So, I mean, you pick these dudes top in the draft, let them play. So Jay Crowder was the extra man out anyway. So Jay Crowder, Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving, and then a pick next year, whatever. And then they'll still have a top 5 pick. So it's not like really they lost too much. I would have done that trade in a heartbeat. So let's see what extra they got to give up. But that forward, the power forward that they gave up, he's a beast too. So he might turn out to something.
Well, Crowder was going to be a trade piece no matter what because there was.
They couldn't afford him after next
well,
season.
It wasn't just that though. Like they tried to involve him in the trade deadline move. Like they were going to get rid. Yeah, with the Pistons, they were looking to get rid of him to various teams. So like they were going to spin him off anyways. I like the trade. I mean, because you spin off the Nets pick that you had, whatever. The Nets, if they aren't a top 10 team, that pick doesn't really mean anything. You get Irvin.
It's gonna be a top 3 pick.
It might be, but I'm just saying you just never know. You don't know. You never know. It could be, where the Net, which yes, we know that they very well could be, but you don't know that. I mean, who knows? They may actually find some rhythm, but you have that. Like I said, I think the reason why they traded Thomas is because they know the hip wasn't healthy, like healthy enough to pass a physical, but not healthy enough to be ready by the start of the season. So you have that. You're spinning that off to Cleveland. You get Kyrie for 2 years, and you don't even have to pay Kyrie max money if you don't want to after 2 years. Because you still have your draft picks. You still have a buttload of draft picks if you're in Boston. So it works out for both ways.
Yeah, Kyrie's only making, 17.9?
Yeah.
Basically for the next 2 years. So, and then there were people talking about they should have made that same trade for Jimmy Butler or Paul George. That's 1 year dudes. I'm not giving all that up
exactly.
for a guy with 1 year left. But Kyrie and Isaiah Thomas is a beast. But for to get Kyrie Irving, to get that upgrade, they gave up absolutely nothing. I mean, they'll still have. So if the Lakers go between 2 and 5, they get the Lakers pick. Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, no.
So then they get the following year's top pick.
I beg to differ, though, that Boston didn't give up anything. I think that Jay Crowder defensively is good.
He could score, too.
He could score, too. And the thing is, Boston already they're not a good defensive team. Irvin is not a good defender. So you give up Jay Crowder, who's a really good defender, Ziyech, which is a pretty good defender as well. You're giving up defense for offense. You're offensively speaking now. Boston's a ton of firepower, and Isaiah Thomas going back the other way. Yeah, he wasn't good defensively, granted, but still, Jay Crowder I think is very underrated as a small forward. He's a solid dude, but at the same token, Boston is going in for the jugular, and they still, I don't think they have enough to beat LeBron though. LeBron didn't come back over to Boston, so I still take Cleveland's team to beat in the East.
I'll take Boston as a squad now, but they couldn't afford Crowder after this season. So why not? If you can't afford the guy after this season, why not give him to another team where you can upgrade a piece? Because there's no way he would have been on the team after this season. There's no way, especially after drafting 2 top forwards in the lottery pick. So why not Jay Crowder and Isaiah Thomas for Kyrie all day?
All day, the trade makes sense. On paper, I get that too. And also, Crowder had some resentment towards Boston because they were trying so hard
to get Hayward.
To get Hayward, and Boston fan, and he got in the irk of Boston fans, which is not exactly the right thing to do. But to be fair, he had beef. I mean, if you're out there visibly going out there telling everybody, "Hey, we want Gordon Hayward," and like you're the guy that he's going to replace, like, "Hey, hi, I'm here." Hello.
I mean, but at the end of the day, look at the numbers. Like, you're not Gordon Hayward, so don't be butthurt over it. I mean,
I just don't get why people are shaming the Celtics for trading Isaiah Thomas.
Oh man, hey,
you're getting Kyrie in return, who's arguably the best guy in the league. and he's a scorer, and he's Kyrie. So I don't know.
And
Who won the trade? Maybe Cleveland won the trade.
it's a tie. It was a tie, and we'll see what the pick that they get and what that player ends up being. But it was a tie, and Isaiah Thomas is going to want a max contract after this year. So that's 20 to 25 right there. Guaranteed,
more closer to 30. I think,
guaranteed to 25. You know what I mean? So,
Mike, I think he's going to go for like 28, 30.
But either way, though,
Yeah.
Kyrie, that's 17 for the next 2 years. All right? That's going to be $10 million less for a player that's better.
But if they don't get a title of it, was it worth it? Their long term, because they ain't right now. Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's pick, though, to be fair, doesn't look as appealing as it did last year. The Nets are getting better.
The Nets are going to suck, and next year's draft is going to be stacked, like absolutely stacked. So that might be good, but they weren't getting the title with Isaiah Thomas, and they couldn't afford Crowder after this season. And you got to upgrade a point guard. And now you're letting your draft picks that you just drafted actually get that playing time, get that experience, and see if they turn out to be monsters. It was a perfect trade for both teams. You don't see it too often. That fits both teams right there.
It was kind of strange to see two teams who are just played each other
In the same division.
yeah, in the same conference. Yeah,
Same conference. But and then the opening game of each of their seasons is against each other. I seen that on the schedule. I was like, oh, that's going to be a game to watch right there. Like, how did the NBA know to do that game?
I swear I don't know. Some things are worked out before we
That
know
was
it.
that was super perfect. But
Most things.
that was the only team that had enough stuff to get Kyrie to begin with. So if they were going to make a trade, Boston had the most pieces to give to get Kyrie. So it worked. I love it.
Well, and plus, I mean, the way, like, both players, their offensive game is very, very similar. Like, you know, Thomas is a slasher. Kyrie's a slasher. Kyrie can distribute, I think, a little bit better than Isaiah can.
Agreed.
But it's going to be interesting to see how Boston does respond. I mean, they lost Avery Bradley. They gave him to the Pistons. Lost Crowder. You still have Hayward. Hayward's going to be an upgrade on offense, but Hayward's defense isn't all that great. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Boston's just making these moves not for this upcoming season, but for next season, for 2018, because we still don't know what LeBron's going to do. A lot of people are speculating that LeBron told Kyrie, hey, find a way out of here because I'm not going to be here. And then other people are trying to say, like, spinning a narrative that, Kyrie and LeBron don't like each other. So that's why Kyrie wanted out. But if you look at the teams Kyrie had on his list, he wouldn't have been the main guy anyways, like the Spurs, because they have Kawhi Leonard.
That was so stupid, too. Like, I want to be the main guy on a team. But the point guard, the point guard of the center is more than likely the main part of a team. I mean, so
it is, but I mean that's why, like,
with LeBron James on your team, that's the main point.
well, it's just all
this music freaked me out as a kid. By the
me
way,
too.
I know.
Yeah, but
every time this came on, I left the room.
Yeah, me too. Especially when they did the drawings. The reason why I put LeBron meet up somewhere in a parking lot in Cleveland, where LeBron's wearing like a trench coat and talks like Kermit the Frog.
like in All the President's Men, like in a
And
parking
dark-
garage, like
and dark
just smoking, be like,
sunglasses.
"Sup, Kyrie?"
Yeah.
Suitcase.
I'm leaving Cleveland. Who's this? My name's James. LeBron? No, it's not LeBron. It's not LeBron. My name's Jim. It's like, okay.
Jim James.
Yeah. My name's Jim James.
You can call me JJ.
JJ.
It could be. So if LeBron is loyal to Cleveland and he is leaving, he needs to go to his owner. Hey, I'll trade you to a team. I know if you don't plan on staying next year, let me trade you somewhere so I can get something for you. If you're loyal to this city, to this team, all right, whatever. Okay, you don't want to be here. Let me get something for you. Do you think LeBron would do that?
Imagine LeBron.
Possible.
You know what? LeBron sitting there going, I got the perfect deal. I'll trade you to Boston. We face each other. Ratings bonanza. We all win here. And he just sits back with a cigar somewhere.
I honestly don't feel like LeBron James would waive his no trade clause to do that.
No. I'm talking about like, we'll send you to telling Kyrie, hey, go to Boston. We'll face each other. Another narrative for ESPN to sell on.
Here's a question:
But
do you
do
think
they care about that? They don't care about
ESPN?
ESPN's narratives.
Well, like as a player, they don't. Maybe,
Yeah.
but here's a question: honest question. Do you think LeBron is a cigar smoker or a vapor? I think he'd be.
Cigar.
I think he'd be a vapor.
I think he's a cigar
I think
guy.
he's a vapor.
I think
He's
he's
getting
both.
up there in
Honestly,
age.
I think it could be
Not that
both.
old people smoke cigars, but
I think the reason why he doesn't do vaping is because he considers it cheap.
I think he vapes.
Maybe I don't know.
I think people think it's less toxic, which I don't believe.
Yeah.
No,
It's a-
that's what I'm talking about too.
Whatever. Stop letting your Kobe favoritism. cloud your
Talk
judgment.
about the Kobe.
Thank you, Bianca.
Did you see the Kobe hotline?
What?
What are you
Yes.
talking about?
What is this?
It came out last week. 1-800-KOBE. It's something you call the number and then you ask for his advice, and then be Roger. You got to find it.
He's
All right, I'm
already
gonna find it. I'm scoring the internet. Go
Oh my
ahead.
goodness.
How did you find out about this? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how does? Do you just Google search
he's a Kobe
every day?
expert.
No sports channels whatsoever, and then when I'm not
Because you lose
paying
your remote.
attention to the world, I'm looking at sports some kind of way. And
Okay, and this came up where?
on ESPN,
Of course, they have nothing better to do these days.
it's an advice hotline, and he's got the little voicemail. We should even call it too.
I was gonna say if we can find it, I want to call it.
Oh yeah,
I know.
1-800. Any questions? Play it right there.
I don't hear anything,
I don't hear anything.
Oh, hang on.
but I see the Mamba signal.
I was gonna say Kobe didn't have some good advice there.
No.
All right. Well,
Kobe, I'm having issues with my marriage. What do you suggest? Just blank. Kobe, my teammate wants the ball 10 times a game. What should I do? Don't pass. Just shoot. Screw your teammate. If he wants the ball, he can get that rebound.
Oh, and that's what it was. It was
actually
his
on
birthday.
point.
On his birthday, he released it. Released that the little hotline.
all right. We gotta see if this is legitimate or not.
Kobe, what's the way to friendship? Just win championships. Screw your friends.
Hey, but his logo is pretty. His logo for his little brand that he's
What's
doing
up?
is
This
pretty
is
sweet.
Kobe. Thanks for calling. Unfortunately, the phone lines are now closed. Until next time, Mamba out.
That's the closing one because he only took so many
Oh
calls,
man.
and he's gonna return as many phone calls as possible.
That's interesting.
Man, I would have loved to hear that.
I know, right?
We'll find it over the break. I guarantee.
Oh
you.
my goodness, though.
Can you imagine?
Kobe.
Yeah, this is all. I don't know why I don't know why he even posted this in the first place if there's just that audio.
I feel like
Idiot.
You suck. Whoever posted that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Just what do you think the type of advice Kobe would give?
you just said him.
I just said
That's
them all.
literally exactly what he's probably saying. It's so funny.
Kobe, how do you work on your crossover? Just watch Michael Jordan tapes. That's all you gotta do. That's what I did. It worked.
It's good advice, though.
Kobe, how do I get rich like you? You can't.
Kobe, what's your beef with Shaq? Screw Shaq. That's my beef with Shaq. I don't know.
No, but if the trade goes back, that would kind of be it continues.
That would be
to
funny as hell.
Well, the NBA has made the summer very interesting. I will say this: usually summertime, as we all know, sports wise,
It's all football.
it's a little football or a little dead or a little
Baseball.
it's baseball. And so the NBA has made it very entertaining, that's for sure. So speaking of entertainment, coming up after the break, we're going to sit and talk about the Tigers suspensions and how somehow a guy threw a ball at somebody's head did not even get suspended at all. We'll talk about Gary Sanchez being a punk-ass bitch. That's the most swearing I will do. And we'll go into Bianca's fury of anger here on the
And
SRD.
was it justified?
And was it justified? You're listening to the SRD Roadshow here on SportsRadioDetroit.com and CRBRadio.com. If you want to call in, 313-879-5059. Today, if you were living under a rock and did not see what happened down at Comerica Park as the Tigers and Yankees had a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. By the way, I love that word, Donnybrook.
It's a good word. And then they also occasionally played some baseball, but yeah, they wanted to fight.
Yeah.
So
The
I was lucky to see it live.
Really?
Yeah,
You were there?
company function.
That's crazy. What a game to be at.
All of a sudden, I just see Miguel Cabrera get tackled. I'm like, wait, what? So I quickly go to the Fox Sports Go app to like see actually what happened.
Yeah.
Because I was talking with a buyer I used to assist, and all of a sudden, I just wanted to check on the plate, and all of a sudden, I see Cabrera get tackled. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
And then freaking all benches.
And then, yeah, the bench is
Benches.
clear. And the funny thing is, though, too, it's the second time I've seen the benches clear at Comerica Park. I was there 2-3 years ago. Tigers White Sox when what's his face? That lanky shortstop at the White Sox
Alexi
had-
Ramirez.
Yeah. When he was getting angry and wanted to charge them out, and they broke that up before basically that could happen.
I need to go to the Tigers game like Ben.
So Cabrera now will. Oh, look out! There's a fight at home plate. Miguel Cabrera going toe to toe with Romine, and they're swinging with haymakers.
Yes,
And
they
then here
were.
comes Sanchez
Wow!
with some cheap shots.
The press conference after was so funny.
When is the last time you saw that?
funny thing is, like, so he's getting some real rib shots. Like, do you know how big
Audio
he
courtesy
is?
of Fox
That's like-
Sports Detroit.
Like those punches that you were
Yeah.
getting him in his belly was not hurting Cabrera whatsoever. He's like, who's
poking me?
Like the Pillsbury
Who's
Doughboy.
poking me?
like you did absolutely nothing. But hey, he squared up quick though.
I will say this. Like, I think that was a combination of him just being frustrated with the season. He hasn't been healthy. And, yeah, you get thrown behind for no reason. And he wanted an explanation, and Romine brushed him off. Because Romine immediately started to argue with the umpire when the umpire's like, no, you're gone. Because if you watch at the very beginning of that whole clip, after the ball goes behind Cabrera looks at Romine and goes, what was that about? And Romine shoves him aside, goes immediately to the ump and starts like yelling, and the ump's like, no, the guy's tossed. Then Girardi comes out, starts yelling. Cabrera is basically has 7 minutes to himself, kind of just being like, I just want my question answered. So then after all that gets settled, he goes back and talks to Romine. It's like, so are you going to answer my question? And that's when Romine started to jaw back at him. He's like, I want to know, are you guys trying to intentionally hit me? That's when Romine ripped off his mask.
Don't take your mask off. Unless
Well, yeah. Well, that's when you take your mask off, you know that it's
It's
go
about to go
time.
down,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's go
I mean,
time.
That's you taking your mask off. That's like walking up and taking your earrings out or something. Oh, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like-
Taking off your suit jacket, unbuttoning a couple of things, be like, let's go.
That's like you might as well start
But
stretching
you're
in front of the
putting your
dude.
brass knuckles on.
You know, just I don't know. He looked like he wanted to fight. Like, you took your mask off. You ready to throw a ball?
And then what Romine did, like he has catcher's gear on, and then went down to the legs because you full well.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to take your mask off, I mean, I know Cabrera has a huge size advantage, but at least square up, man. Don't don't go low and tackle the guy. Cabrera squared up. You square up too.
Hey,
I mean,
that's a big dude. I might try to go low, to kick him in the legs or something too. I mean,
Here's
that's
the-
a big dude.
Here's the rundown of the
Well,
suspensions.
yeah, that's your only
But
chance.
you know how in the second and third brawls, like the relief pitchers were not as fast. They were all tired from running hard.
They were
the first-
sprinting
they were
towards that
sprinting the
mound.
first one, and then you watch them in the second and third. They're like,
So here's a full rundown of the suspensions. Miguel Cabrera getting 7 games for inciting the first bench clearing incident fight. Gary Sanchez receives 4 games for fighting, including throwing punches. Alex Wilson gets 4 games for intentionally throwing a pitch at Todd Frazier, while warnings were in place for both sides. Austin Romine gets 2 games for fighting, including throwing punches. Brad Osmond gets 1 game for intentional actions, and then there's fines that are undisclosed. So it'll be Yankees manager Joe Girardi, acting manager Rob Thompson, Brett Gardner, who, by the way, looked like an angry softball dude, Yankees pitcher Tommy Khalil,
they don't play each other again this season.
Tigers Jose Iglesias, and then in addition, Garrett Cooper and outfielder Clint Frazier receiving fines while entering the field while being on the disabled list, which I did not see that. But Gary Sanchez throwing some real. It was the total and like I don't look. I looked at this approach as objective as possible because there's some Tiger fans on Twitter being obnoxious, and it's like, guys, the Yankees have won 27 World Series, and just because the Yankees have never beat the Tigers in the postseason doesn't mean really anything at the end of the day. But I saw some behavior on both sides from fans that were on Twitter. I'm just like, yo, dog, scoreboard. Yankees are right now in the wild card hunt. The Tigers are fading fast, including losing last night to the White Sox on a walk-off. So for the Tigers right now, they're heading south, and this is just it's frustration. There's a lot of different things going on right now for the Tigers at play. But what I found interesting was that Sanchez doing all these dirty little punches and everything, nothing, like, they didn't see that? They pretended they didn't see it at all? I mean, did I miss something?
Who thinks he's going to get hit with the ball the first game they play next year? He's getting hit.
Possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
It is possible.
They don't play against each other this
right.
They're
and unless the Tigers make like a miracle 20-game push where they're like 20-2, they're not going to see each other in the postseason either.
Because it's not like
they're going to hit them.
Well, yeah. Probably.
It's not like the guy was just standing it's not like they were standing face to face and then Gary Sanchez throws a haymaker. No.
Well, now I think Romine might get beamed. Romine might get hit.
He's good. Sanchez is going to get hit. Romine, he basically already got his. I mean, he looked like a little ant trying to fight Cabrera. So
yeah.
But Sanchez is for sure getting hit. Whoever was supposed to pitch that day, I think you should just start somebody from the minors, and then they'll hit him. He'll get tossed, and you let
Roger. Who hit McCann?
That was Betances.
Betances, that's right. How is he not suspended at all?
By the way, that's the only left-handed hitter he's hit ever. Like, before that, he's never, like, he's saying it was an accident and all that claim. It was an accident. It was total BS. He has never hit.
Well, he hit Frank Gore in 15.
That was the last one.
Well, right, but that was like the only person he's hitting like 1,300 pitches.
Yeah.
And then he beans McCann in the head.
I'm all for a pitcher hitting a dude with.
When that happened too, that game was the strangest game. I watched a lot of baseball in my lifetime, and I was the strangest game.
Oh, that game didn't add up at all.
No, that game didn't add up at all. But that was one of the strangest things I've ever seen in my life, because when that happened, I'm like, and then when Wilson came back and beamed Frazier, and then they're going back and forth, I'm like, what is? I
didn't like. I'm all for a pitcher hitting a dude with the ball. I mean, I don't want them to change.
Not
that.
In the helmet though. I mean,
but not in the head.
Not in the helmet. There's many other places you can hit a dude, but.
And then him go, what? I didn't do anything. What?
Well, he immediately with the new ball was like, no, it slipped. It's like it did not slip.
You know what I'm saying? Hit him if you want to hit him, but don't hit him in the head. You don't throw high.
Just give him a nice little beaner through the ribs.
And and everybody that said Brad Ausmus is a loser here, look, I give him a lot of kudos for what he did, because quite frankly, he stood up. He stuck up for his team. And for anybody who was sitting there saying, "Oh, he didn't," he kind of wussed out. No, he told Alex Wilson, "Hey," and Wilson was like, "Dude, look, the Tigers are downtrodden this year. We all know what's going on. The team is going through a transition phase right now. Miguel's struggling. The whole team as a whole struggling. But
V-Mart,
and that, we'll get to that in a second, because I'm interested to see what you guys thought about that.
I know where you're going with it,
but I saw a lot of anger, a lot of frustration that just came out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere. It was just building up. It was a slow build-up. For the Tigers, this was just a venting of frustration for the entire season, and for Brad Ausmus too. But V-Mart, let's talk about that for a second, Mike.
But before we go there, they've had some beef earlier in this year.
Yeah, because Machtuk got hit in New York.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's a combination. Yeah, the season sucks. So it's like, all right, if I punch you in the face and I miss some games, it's not going to matter because we're out to playoff hunt. So I'd probably do the same thing. Like, hey, all right, the next time one of them makes me mad, all right, we're going to fight. And that's what happened. Maybe.
Yeah. But V-Mart playing kind of correct me if I'm wrong, was he sitting with Gary Sanchez and kind of having a chat, or what?
He was standing off to the side with him.
Okay. And tapping him on his back and stuff like that. No, don't go over there. None of that.
I think he was just trying to assure himself a new deal next year when he goes to New York. Like, that was a joke.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hey, we all know my feelings well and clear about Victor Martinez and his contract.
They need to buy him out today.
And Justin Verlander and him exchanged words. No, Verlander did not flick him off. I did not see that. I thought he just kind of did something with his hand, but there's no flick.
He flicked him off.
All right,
you think so? I don't think he did.
I distinctly
saw it from different angles.
If you watch that,
we're gonna do a JFK
Zapruder film.
Yeah,
we're gonna do the Zapruder film of
back and to the right.
It's like and right here, it's middle finger raised a little bit, now lowered, raised, lowered. Yeah, no. if you that one clip that was going around where it showed directly into the dugout, you see Verlander. You see him flick him off because even as he's walking away because he doesn't want to hear Martinez because Martinez comes back at him and is like, why'd you just do that? It's a clear middle finger.
But
oops.
All right.
Hang on, yeah. Let's go to the big screen here.
What type of grown man flips off another grown man?
See?
Whoa.
No, I don't know. I think that was just a hand flick.
What do
I think he was like,
yeah, can we go back?
like, get one of those.
Can we pause it?
That the
Hang
first
on.
one.
But then the second.
Back into the left.
No, not that one. The first one. I think he
go even more.
So we're stopping it right around the 7-minute mark.
Right here. That
It looks like
That's
this.
a finger.
Hold on.
It looks like this one though. It looks like the index.
All right, well, I want to take a picture of this. This is what we're doing on the podcast.
Okay, but in all seriousness, I mean,
hey, but so Verlander was mad at him for going to talk to the enemies, but did nobody pay attention that the Romine brother from Detroit was inside the dugout of New York right after it because his brother plays in New York. I mean, how are you not mad at him?
But the whole thing with this argument though was Martinez was off to the side with Sanchez. Sanchez sucker punched Castellanos in the face throat area, and Castellanos and Martinez were going at it, and then Verlander kind of just that.
No, there's no. See, that was not a.
It didn't look like the finger. It didn't look like the finger. It just looks like
too
he
fast.
Just said he was talking with his hand.
Go back
too fast with his
hand. Hey, go back to like 4 seconds
it
in.
It literally looks like this though.
Yeah.
But see, I was gonna say the second time, it's a full like this. I'm sorry that I'm actively doing this to you
we
guys.
can actually We can actually slow it down. We can actually slow it down, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, start back at 4.
Like, go all the way back to right here.
The first one is the index.
Is it? Yeah.
The first one's the index. The second one I think is a full like this.
I think he's just giving the.
I think he's doing this too.
He's
giving
whatever. He's giving the guy from.
Hang on. So that's an index finger. I'll give you that. And then look.
That's full hand.
Okay.
Okay. He's giving. What's
okay.
That's his index.
What's hangover? He's giving him the.
Yeah. the jerk off motion. The jerk off motion. Yeah.
That's more of the jerk off motion than the bird flip.
Look at us being private detectives. Zapruder filming Justin Verlander flicking off Victor Martinez.
Jerk off.
Give me that black and white striped shirt.
Look at us. Okay, so hang on.
We're umps.
We have to turn on the mic. Upon further review,
Yeah. Right.
video evidence shows Justin Verlander did not flick off Victor Martinez. No personal foul on the play. First down and 10 from the 30.
Mayweather. It's boxing.
I really hope he doesn't.
I'm going to take you up on that offer, Roger, by the way.
I think Roger wants to touch on this a little bit later. He's
I don't want to talk about this right now. We'll wait till we'll probably wait till 10:30 because there's not much to say.
Watch party at my house.
Merriweather's there's not much to talk about. There really isn't. We could talk about McGregor's weird shape yesterday. If
I didn't get to watch the weigh-in or anything.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Bianca, he was excited.
He was excited. Yeah,
I need to see that on the break then. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, I meant like he got excited.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Shut up.
Yep. Gino would not be happy with you watching it over and over again. Let's.
Well, I was gonna say we'll slow that one down for you.
No, we will not. No, we will not slow that one down. We have no desire to do that. I don't care about that.
We'll all shield our eyes as Bianca's like, no, Zapruder filmed that one. No.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy. Got the crazy.
You guys, I think I missed the donut memo. Everybody has a donut in here.
I don't
have a donut.
I did.
Us three.
He's never had a Tim Hortons donut.
What?
Yeah.
I just don't know, like, Mr. Donut, what? It's just like,
Who has never had a Tim Hortons donut?
I usually get a plain bagel with cream cheese from Tim Hortons if I go there. Because they'll actually be nice enough.
You just ate a donut. So
well, because Donut Town right next door is amazing.
Ugh.
Yeah, Donut Town is
weird.
amazing.
And it's dirt cheap.
I'm going to try that next. I'm allowing myself to cheat.
So is it 2018 then?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God! If it were this November, I think I would not be here.
Well, yeah.
Probably be dead, to be honest. Suicide.
Yeah, you have to plan a wedding in 2 months.
There's no way I would be able to.
And go.
Everyone would be booked that I would want. All of my vendors. So everyone's like, this November? I'm like, no. Next. How does this November make any sense to anybody?
No, yeah. So why a November wedding then? Out of curiosity.
I just always wanted fall. We pulled out the U of M football schedule.
Smart.
They had Michigan State open. I was like, nope. So then we went with November 3rd. I think we're playing Penn State.
That'd still be a good game. And it's my birthday.
Hey, where can I?
Oh, is it?
Hey, where can I?
I will be 33 the day you get married.
No way.
Where can I get a little? Do they still make AM, FM like pocket little radios?
They should.
You think Walmart? Because I'm standing at my sister's wedding Saturday, and the game is on like
at 3:30.
At 3:30. I mean, so
yeah.
I need to.
I
need to have an earpiece.
You know what?
I have to.
Aren't there apps on your phone?
I don't want to. The apps on my phone, I've never really had luck with. I want the old-fashioned, guaranteed 9:50 a.m.
Jim Brandstatter.
Like, you can't go wrong with.
But Penn State will still be a good game, but it's not like Michigan State. Like I would never. And every year I have a wedding on Michigan State. Every year. This year I have one. Last year I had one. I think probably previously I had some.
Yeah. See,
if they might. I don't know. Penn State's getting turned around.
I know.
Looking.
James Franklin.
They are.
And then
I still don't think he's a good coach.
I don't think Penn State's going to live up to the hype. To be honest.
I hope not.
Well, let's segue. Actually, coming up at 11, Saturday tailgate with Jeremy.
Oh, is it starting today?
It's starting today. The Saturday tailgate show with Jeremy Stover is he's going to be breaking down college football starts.
Also, college football does start today.
Yes. So
there's live games.
Yes.
Oregon State and Colorado State. It's going to be fun.
Oregon State used to be good when they had the Jacquez brothers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the end
Ocho Cinco and
to end of the whole Tigers the whole thing
debacle,
whatever you want to call it, debacle. Personally, this is I hope he does appeal the suspension, but he'll probably end up serving it. There's no point in it. And with Miguel being down, you might see Jacoby Jones was sent down to AAA last night. So
why he actually was producing a little bit. He was stealing bases and getting solid contact at least.
Yeah, but he still looked very overwhelmed at the plate. So, but there's that. Well,
who looks overwhelmed? Jimenez.
Yeah,
and he needs to develop a third pitch. Everyone knows it's a fastball or a slider, and he's not fooling anybody.
No,
it's just like serving a beach ball to any hitter that he's faced so far since he's been back up here.
Yeah.
It's awful. That guy that everyone's like, well, he needs to be the closer now. No, he needs to go back down.
What's his name?
Joe Jimenez. Because I'll say this.
Oh, I know. I was because I've been playing the MLB The Show. I wonder if I traded that dude or not. That's what I was thinking.
They need to make that game for Xbox, by the way.
They won't. It's an exclusive.
You just need to get a PS4.
That is true.
I was going to say
that's like the new thing now. It used to be Xbox, now it's PS4.
Well, I was going to say the show will never come to Xbox because it's made by Sony Studios. San Diego is a Sony studio.
Yeah,
true.
So 360 has never made any good baseball games. The last one was
RBI
terrible.
Baseball, no thanks.
Oh yeah.
EA Sports had their had MVP baseball, but that ended in what 07?
Yeah. So coming up after the break, we're gonna go into the Lions a little bit. Talk Lions. We'll talk Lions, McGregor, and then we'll get into Bianca's Fury here on the SRD Roadshow.
You love making this a segment.
I do. You know what? You know why, Bianca?
Why?
Because everybody talks about my Fury. Let's talk about somebody else's Fury here.
So mine matches yours. So
yes.
If we don't have yours, then we have mine.
I think Bianca. I think you're more angrier than me.
You know what?
I think it depends on the situation.
You know what scares me about her anger? I see Bianca as like a quiet, angry person. Like when she gets like fully mad, she just won't talk to you. Like she'll just look at you and be like, "What can I do to make you happy?" And then she'll just look at you like, and just kind of raise her arms a little bit.
I personally think that there's a couple lines you cross with her. Once you cross that final line, there's no going back.
It depends. They can make up for it, but it's got to take time.
It doesn't say, but
it takes a lot of time.
But you let them be known.
People like to say, I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. But forgiving is forgetting. So, like, if you can't forget it, then you're not forgiving. It doesn't make any sense to me. That saying needs to just go away.
I agree. Mike is going to break down some injuries that are going on across the NFL because I do want to get his intake because as a fantasy football player, he's very disappointed. And we'll get to that. Lions and McGregor and more here on the SRD Roadshow on CRBRadio.com and SportsRadioDetroit.com. The SRD Roadshow here on SportsRadioDetroit.com and CRBRadio.com live.
No touching.
What?
No touching is from Arrested Development.
Oh, okay.
No touching. No touching. It's whenever they go to visit Mr. Bluth in jail. It's the running joke because you can't. They don't want people, handing stuff to the inmates. So the guard always yells, "No touching," and he's like, "No touching, no touching." So, yeah. So, what? So we want to talk.
What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with my fury or?
Let's start with your fury.
Ooh. Okay.
Fury. Hold on. Let me cue up the right music.
Oh, poor dude.
What are you looking at?
Edelman's injured. Oh.
Was it non-contact injury?
He just planted it. It gave out.
Yeah. And you notice an ACL. I mean,
can I see that again? Can we
dude.
I don't even know if I want to see it.
Yeah, it's not as bad. But if you know that it's bad, like you tore ACL, and you see it, you're like, oh. But it could just be like any other.
Watch the slow-mo of it. Just watch the slow-mo of it. Right there.
Oh.
The right knee just gets weak after he plants.
No.
Poor dude.
I know.
Oh God.
Now Amendola is gonna more than likely not, because he was on the fence of basically being cut. Now he's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You know what though? You know what that means for fantasy purposes, by the way? Chris Hogan's numbers gonna go up.
He's gonna be good, but Brandon Cooks is still gonna lead this team. He's now
probably, but I mean Hogan though was a guy that Brady relied on a lot late in the season.
Hogan, he'll get some more touches. If Gronk's healthy, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Choice, sir.
All right, Bianca, let it go.
All right, can we turn it down a little bit? You love the loud background music. All right,
there we go.
So, day of the party, right? I have a family member, actually a whole family on my dad's side. Doesn't show up, not one person. There are 5 kids.
Wow.
3 of them are married. So that's, if you add it all up together, I want to say that's 10 people, and not one person could show up that day. One of them I understand because she just had a baby, so I get that. But they could have worked something out. She could have sent somebody, not one person. And I considered myself very close with these people, and then they're going to go and pull that shit. Meanwhile, my friend's father-in-law passed away a week prior. He was there with my friend. I had a friend who lived in New York and a friend who was living in Tennessee. They were both there. So I don't want to hear any excuses. I feel like nothing, there's no valid excuse for not one person showing up. Her mom could have showed up. That's my aunt. And then I had another aunt come in, and this is just a different, I don't care what you, I don't want your opinion so much on this. This is just a fact that one of my aunts came in, and I don't know, Mike, if you witnessed this, but one of them came in and just started yelling at me because she claims that my mother told her that the party was on Sunday. But my mother told her when she told the rest of the family. So how come everyone else knew it was Saturday, and you want to say my mom told you it was Sunday? Then she continued to congratulate my dad, and she didn't say a word to my mom. Not a word.
Drama.
And there's more, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna stay mad at that. I don't need to have any justification. I think I'm justified in being mad about the other part as well. But yeah. So the whole one of my dad's sisters, not one person from that family, showed up. Am I justified in being pissed?
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
My goodness,
no
yes.
question.
So, and it's in this family too, my cousin who had her baby, and I understand she couldn't go. I think she could have sent her husband, and he could have went with her mom to come for even just an hour. I wouldn't have been mad, but she always like would say that I don't put enough effort, and so then I would start to put more effort in, and then this is how I get treated back. So now I'm just like, no, I'm not going to put any more effort, then forget it. She's like texting me I think she's trying to see how I feel, like if I'm going to respond, because I don't think she knows how I feel, and I'm not responding to her. So hope that answers her question.
Silence is the best answer.
Because I'm not even the type of person, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to text everything I want to say to you. Like, that's stupid. I rather, if I see you, I'll tell you. I'm not going to go and text you.
That's the thing that's been bothering me the most, Bianca. You talk about people have been texting issues out instead of talking out.
I won't.
That is the worst.
It's so cowardly. It's so cowardly to me.
And you can always mishear somebody through text.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you,
so
Mike.
I will not make that mistake of putting my feelings through text message because it's not going to do it justice.
Mike, we know somebody. That's the king of that. Because he's so much of a douchebag that he can't confront anybody in person.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why bullying right now is so big and it's going to continue to grow. It's because kids have all this, they have all this, whatever. They're hiding behind a screen. They don't care. Like, they can say whatever they want to somebody.
Yeah,
so
there's that poor 12.
It's this whole stupid screen thing.
Unfortunately, that poor 12-year-old a few weeks ago committed suicide in New Jersey because she was getting picked on so bad on social media.
Yeah. See, that's why my kids are not having any of that stuff.
That's what my brother's doing right now.
Can we take this off? Because he's just staring at me, and it's just like every time I'm like trying to focus on something else, I can just see him staring
So
at me.
he's getting scared.
No,
who's this guy? The UFC. It's under the Fox UFC.
Daniel Cormier.
I don't know.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
So did they give him the title?
Mike, listen, I'm going to put you in a headlock and put you to sleep. This is what I'm going to do, so I'm going to keep staring at you. In fact, I'm at Rogers to get a bigger picture and stare at you. That's what he's going to do. I'm Dan Cooley.
They're still talking about they're testing this. They're testing the sample again to see if it's like true or not. So they haven't made a full decision yet, but he did fail another drug test.
I was going to say, if it walks like a
John
duck,
Jones?
quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck because he's had
Jones,
history.
Yep. Can't quit the juice.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. That sucks though. I was a John Jones.
Me too, man. Sad.
It's a shame.
All right, you guys want to go Conor McGregor first, or you guys want to go Lions first?
Doesn't matter. Well, why don't we go Lions since we can leave off with what's the event for tonight, right?
That works.
That works. And so the Lions last night losing to New England, and
I didn't get to watch it, so I'm like trying to catch up with.
Mike will have to watch it, correct?
Yeah, if you watch the first quarter, that was the whole game.
I watched a little bit of the game last night on DVR before I fell asleep.
It was
Of course it's the
24. It was
first quarter.
24-0.
I did see the score.
Right.
Yeah.
So New England, Edelman got injured within 2 minutes of the game starting, and then they scored on that same drive. And then Lions got the ball, and then first play, Golden Tate fumbles, and then they're on like the 20-yard line or something like that, and they score quickly again, and it was just kind of just got out of hand from there.
Yeah.
A quick 3 and out, and then New England scored again, and it was 21. They got but they came back, but it was all backups. But Matthew Stafford stayed in the game for a while.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He did get 2 touchdowns.
Was the comeback happening against New England's second string?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't staring at it hard enough to know if it was like.
See, that's why I need to watch the game, because if that comeback does happen against the first string,
but you're also going against Garoppolo as a QB. After the first quarter, Brady was out.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the offense isn't going against Garoppolo.
They're not, but
so I mean, the offense, the fact that they could narrow down the deficit.
But 3 quarters of going against a backup quarterback who's not scoring any points, of course, the other side's going to score points.
Well, yeah, but again, you're not going up against Garoppolo. Stafford's not, throwing a football against Garoppolo. So
Jared Davis was all over the field. I loved what I seen from him yesterday. He was.
Are you guys hearing a stereo effect?
Not really.
No.
Or is it just me?
Just you.
It's a stereo?
Like the feedback kind of sound?
Well, it sounds like I'm hearing it in stereo. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You have headphones on.
That's why I'm freaked out.
I
love how you figure out why I'm freaked out.
And I just realized he doesn't. I was like, I don't hear it. I put my other headphone on so I can.
Oh man, because it does. I hear it in stereo. What about? There it is. That's why.
Yeah.
What?
I was hearing the monitor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the monitor on.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's okay. I was just like, all of a sudden, I was just like, why am I? Because that's what I was like, why am I able to hear myself? I'm not wearing headphones. This is weird, and this is trippy.
Oh yeah, you don't have yours on.
Nope. I usually keep them off because I can hear you guys just fine. Then when Roger plays something, I'll put it on so I can hear it. But yeah, I mean one thing that I think has been interesting too. The last 2 games, whose name have we not heard?
What do you mean? Like we haven't heard?
Calvin Johnson? Wait, say that again?
Yes, we have not heard Calvin Johnson's name. No, a name that we heard a lot.
Golladay.
There it is. Brian got it.
Gotcha.
The last 2 games, Golladay has done nothing. Nothing.
Here's the thing.
Nothing. Even against a terrible Jets team, did nothing.
I don't think they want to show all
what he has.
What he has because his targets are down, and I think that they know that I'm trying to trade for him in my fantasy football draft. So the more he does, like the higher the price goes. So I'm glad
he had 3 targets and 1 catch yesterday for 2 yards.
I just really hate preseason.
But I honestly think that they're not. They saw what they needed from the first game. I'm sure they've seen in practice. Like they've been talking about it nonstop. I wouldn't.
But they're not talking about it anymore.
I wouldn't show them off either.
But even that's what I'm saying. Even media members aren't talking about Kenny Golladay impressing. Say that 5 times fast.
Kenny Golladay.
You don't wear your best school clothes on orientation day. You know what I mean? It's
but here's the thing. When training camp started, every media member was like, "Oh my God, Galladay's for real. He's making a push." You don't hear that at all anymore.
Well, it's preseason. I don't think you.
But I'm just saying, not even in practice.
Yeah, the past 2 weeks have.
I'm not even talking about the games. I'm talking about in practice. Practice
now,
reports.
They're just like focusing on the team as a whole. Who knows?
But how does a name like that disappear after 1 week?
Because if you're not doing anything, there's nothing to talk about or to keep following you. Okay.
But I get that to a point. Mm-hmm. But how can you go from going to 11 on a player down to a not even sizzling on the pot? I mean, again, you're a media member. You're watching these guys do drills. You're not even seeing tweets, like I said, from like Kyle Meineke, Justin Rogers, Paula Pash, people that cover Dave Burkett, people that cover the Lions aren't even saying, Golladay made a nice grade. Nothing is being reported about this kid. So there has to be some concern. I mean, yes, in the first game against the Colts, looked really, really good. And maybe they are kind of covering him by design. But in practice, you would still be able to see him make a ridiculous catch or something. They're not even again, no reporter is even tweeting or talking about that. It was just all training camp hype. And now that we're getting close to the season,
so you're getting worried.
I think there's a little concern, yes. Because again, there's been no communication whatsoever.
I think it's too early for concern.
And he's a 3rd-round rookie. You know what I mean? So we can't have that much. I know he's still going to be good. I mean, but at the end of the day, he's only going to
But it doesn't concern you in the least bit that there's been no practice reports about him in the last 2 weeks?
No, I've seen stuff just because they were even talking about a week ago that he's back with the second team because they were trying more to do 2 tight end sets. So he was back playing with the second team because they were doing a lot of all 2 and 3 tight end sets, but they were having some tight end health issues. So I got the clicker on. So I've seen certain things, but he's playing with the second team. They were doing different stuff, but I don't feel like that it's a cause for concern because the skills are still there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he's going to have growing pains. He's going to have the rookies. So he's not going to be phenomenal. He's going to get 45 catches, 600 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Maybe. But again, you're not in the least bit curious about why you haven't heard about this guy for 14 days.
Mm-mm. I mean, because I have heard, but he's just not doing anything. So there's no reason to, he had 13 yards this week.
But usually
dude is so
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying no matter what in practice, someone makes a fantastic play. It doesn't matter if it's Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. You always hear something every week in practice about, oh, so-and-so makes a great play. You did hear that for 3 straight weeks with Golladay, and then you saw it against the Colts.
Yeah, usually
you're not hearing anything in the last 14 days about this guy doing anything in practice.
This slow news period, you always hear something out of practice because they need content really bad.
Exactly, and
there's been nothing.
14 days, there's been nothing.
I would think that's a cause of concern. I would think also at the same token for the Lions, yesterday against the Patriots, first team did not look good.
Oh yeah, no, they looked awful.
They looked awful. I mean, last night Ben and I had the Why Not football game, but we both DVR'd the Lions game. Which, by the way, you can catch the replay as I shamelessly plug the Bears football game. Catch the replay on our website; it's up available right now for you on demand. So,
yep. And you can see why I went into play-by-play because I love doing it.
When I was just reading, they were giving more time to T.J. Jones in the slot, and they were.
But that's the thing, though. He's supposed to be because that battle. But here's my point. That battle has been going on since day one of training camp. The Lions are only keeping 4 receivers, possibly 5. You have T.J. Jones, Abadaris, Billingsley, and Golladay all competing for 2 roster spots.
T.J. Jones and Golladay, I guarantee it.
But that's the thing.
Be a great red zone threat, and T.J. Jones is going to be
my point is that battle now is no longer being talked about. Like I said, for 14 days has not been talked about. Like, no one's even talking about Billingsley. No one's really talking about Abadaris. I don't know what. That's my point. I don't know what this whole kibosh is with the local.
That's why
with first preseason game. They're not talking about it anymore, and that's a little concerning because you would think, yes, T.J. Jones, who has shown that he's gotten better, is maybe locking up one of those spots. But outside of Marvin Jones and Golden Tate, you don't know who the other 2, maybe 3 wide receivers are going to be.
It's guaranteed they're not taking Galladay in his third.
But still, you still need to report stuff on him. That's my point.
With his raw talent.
You just can't, but that's my point, Mike. You just can't sit back and just be like, well, yeah, he's going to play because they used a 3rd-round pick on him. No, duh. But you still need to, report on what he's doing in camp. Because, again, he's a 3rd-round pick. He's a wide receiver. People are going to be interested in what he does.
I've seen stuff, so I don't feel.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the only stuff you see is, oh, he's still working with the 2s, and that's not reporting anything. It pales in comparison of how he was being covered before the first preseason game. I mean, like I said, there's been a major steep drop off in the coverage. I mean, because you have that position battle going on. You have a battle for a secondary that's not really being talked about.
But just because you don't hear that either one of them have made a spectacular catch doesn't mean that there's not still battling. Like they don't have to. They don't.
But my point is though.
Have to tell us anything.
But reporters do.
I mean, they probably just haven't done anything that stands out. I mean, T.J. Jones is playing with the first team.
Yeah.
And Galladay's playing with the second team. They're probably still holding down the position. It's going to be T.J. Jones and Galladay.
But that's my point. You're not even curious at all. You're just okay being like, I hear nothing, I'm fine. No news is good news.
But I've heard things though. Like it's not like I've not heard anything over the past 2 weeks. I've been following what they've been doing, how much playing time they're getting. Like Golladay only played first quarter of the Jets game. I mean, so
that's an old-fashioned debate here.
But that's the thing. Like saying he's working with the 2s is not saying anything. Like that is the very minute of covering something.
I'm going to put a stop to this right now.
I know.
All right,
I haven't heard anything about Abdullah.
Let me put a stop to it. Hey, I'm talking loudly. That means I want to put a stop to it for a second. All right, so we're going to reset this for a second. Bianca, Brian, you guys are going to be judges. I'll be the final judge. Okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. We got put into the Street Fighter debate.
Yeah, when I play the Street Fighter music, that means it's an automatic brawl. I'm going to stop this, reset this, and we're going to do it properly. So, round 1. Let's get it going.
Oh my goodness!
So, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Who wants to hit the Honda first? the first 3 weeks of training camp, hell, the first 2 weeks of training camp, you hear all these reports about the wide receivers. There's a wide receiver battle going on. Yes, Golladay has some natural hype to him because he's a third-round pick. You couldn't fall over the media cycle without hearing the name Kenny Golladay. After week 1 in the preseason, that's all you heard. But after the Jets game and after the Patriots game, you've heard nothing for 14 days. How are you not curious about that at all?
Time.
I'm not curious because they know what he has, and it's not really a battle because Galladay's not going to be playing the slot. T.J. Jones is going to be playing the slot. Golladay is going to be a red zone target. So they know what they got at him. The other two, I don't even know Abreu or whatever. Abadaris. They're not even going to be even a factor on the squad. So it's not really a QB. It's not really a competition. I mean, I haven't heard Abdullah's name since the first week. Does that mean that his foot's not good right now?
All
just
right.
because we
Time.
In rebuttal, Abdullah showed up yesterday against the Patriots, so you are going to hear about his name
because he's getting more.
And also Riddick made his debut yesterday, so you're going to hear them talking about the running back position. But again, that is my point. Yes, as you say, Galladay's not working the slot. No, he's not a slot receiver. He's an outside receiver. But here's what the Lions do with the slot. They throw anyone in there. Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, they throw anyone in there. So saying if he's working a specific X, Y, or Z as a wide receiver means nothing to this offense because it's rotational.
It's your mic.
But he's been working with a different offense, and they've even said that they're doing something different with their offense, running 2 and 3 tight ends. So they don't need him doing what he did the first few weeks. Yes, just because we haven't heard anything doesn't mean that there's no battle or nothing or something's wrong. It's just that nobody's done anything really. Oh yeah, he caught 5 passes in practice today. That's nothing. You know what I mean? So like we know Golden Tate, Marvin Jones.
Time.
I'll let you finish that sentence. Go ahead. I'll let you finish that.
T.J. Jones and then Golladay are the top 4 wide receivers, and then what they do during the season is how it's going to be their rankings. But there's no competition. Everybody has their position. Like there's nobody like there's no fight outside of.
I'm just shocked that you're just okay with no news as being good news. I'm just surprised by that. All right. That's my final.
Okay. All right.
We're
done. Okay, so Brian.
So we know what Kenny Golladay can do. He's shown his flashes. We know that he's more than likely going to get a lot of playing time as a receiver for the Lions this year because he's our 3rd-round pick. He's shown flashes of brilliance in training camp. But it is very odd that we haven't really heard, anything in the past couple weeks at Golladay. We just haven't heard anything. So, it was a close fight. I'm gonna have to give the slight edge to Ben.
Don't poke the bear.
Okay.
Don't poke the bear.
So, for me, I understand your concern, Ben.
It's not concern, it's curiosity.
I understand your curiosity. I'm so sorry that I said concern.
It's the wrong C word.
Okay. I'll get you another C word if you want. Anyway.
Oh, crazy, cute, confident, cocky.
Anyway,
I don't think there's any other C words.
I understand your concern, your curiosity, but I just think, I understand, but I honestly, I sway more towards Mike's argument because you do know what he can do, and I think right now it's too early. Like, I'll get a little worried, but not to the point where, it's the first thing on my mind because that's what you brought up as soon as we started talking about them. So I want to see what happens in the regular season, and then I'll decide if I'm going to get worried or not. So I pick Mike's argument.
Okay. All
right, so I'm the deciding factor here.
Yep.
And
no pressure.
Cuddly is another C word, by the way.
Whatever.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know that Bob Quinn is a man of secrets. He comes from the Patriots organization. And maybe Detroit's doing a lot of cloak and dagger stuff, taking a cue from New England.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
looking at me like that.
I know. Right?
That being said, I mean, Ben made some really good points about it's been quiet. He's been quiet the last 2 weeks, but I'm gonna go with. I think that Mike made a really good argument here, and Mike stating the case that maybe they know what to do with him already, and they're just kind of really setting with him. So
and that very well could be. I don't disagree with Mike's point.
So,
I'm just
by week 3, we'll know who's the star, who's not. You know what I mean? But I don't.
So Mike gets the montage music.
Yes, you're the best.
Don't talk during it. Congratulations, you get the Karate Kid montage.
My leg has been swept. I need to run up to Mike after and be like, I respect you. I respect you so much. I'm so sorry, Mike. That movie is awesome. Even though, yeah, he was like what 26 when he played that role.
It's like super cheap.
Or was he like 30?
Who? Macchio?
Yeah, Ralph Macchio. Wasn't he like 30 when he was the Karate Kid?
He was like 16, 17 years old. That old.
Or is that just like an urban legend?
That's an urban legend. My cousin Vinny was a little older. That was his post Karate Kid movie career. So he was not 30. Don't look it up. Elizabeth Shue. That means Elizabeth Shue had to be like in her 20s then at that point.
Well, that's why I'm curious. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, Elizabeth Shue, one of the greatest women of all time. Actresses. One of my favorites.
He was 22.
He was 22 when he did that role. So that's fair.
Wait. He was 22 when he played the Karate Kid?
Yep.
No.
It just said it.
He was born in 61.
Moriarty was only 51 years old when the Karate Kid was shot. IMDb reports on the set did not believe he was 22. His youthful was always he's 22.
So the Karate Kid came out in 1984, and he was born in 61.
Wow.
But that's normal. I mean, Hollywood does that, though.
Yeah.
They put, 25-year-olds and try to play them off as 16-year-olds.
Well, wait. How old is Elizabeth Shue then? Put in Elizabeth Shue's age then. Because then that makes me kind of creeped out then in a second. If my theory is what I think it is.
Yeah, it says he was 22 going on 23.
All right, let's see. When was she born? She was born in 63, so she was 2 years younger.
So that whole makeout scene was legal then. Okay.
Yes.
All right, okay.
Karate Kid 2, he was 25.
Wow.
So how old, so we said he was what, 22 when it was the first one?
Yeah.
Or 23? So she was 21.
Okay.
So they could have, if they wanted to, after the director's like, cut, that's a wrap for the day, they could have went to the bar.
Yeah.
Even though back then they could have went to the bar probably anyways, because I think it was still 18. But yeah, there we go.
That's okay.
But really quickly, I wasn't like disagreeing with. I just wanted to Mike did make valid points. Don't want to poo-poo on his points.
And Tahir Whitehead left in the first half.
Right, with a knee injury.
With a knee injury. But he tweeted, all is good. So hopefully it was just...
Do you guys like the injury tents that they're now using?
I love it.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
So so it's something that college football started. Not everyone in college football, but like
Saban.
Well, Alabama started it, where if a player was injured and they wanted to evaluate him on the sideline, to not have him be evaluated with like cameras around. Which, if you're on the sideline, you can tell a cameraman get out, and they will because it's ethical. But what Alabama did, they would have a medical tent. Like an actual tent that they would take a kid in and you can't see in, like from any angle. You can't. So now the NFL is like, this is a brilliant idea. Now every team has a medical tent.
Yep.
So like,
it's like, I didn't think of this before.
I feel like it's part.
Yeah, right. Like you would think the NFL would have started this trend.
Nobody wants to see the crying dude on the thing.
So now we're just going to continue to see the replay of the injury. Basically, that's going to be the camera time.
But you know what the tent can't hide? The sounds of screaming when they get worked on.
But also, like, I think...
Oh, my God! What do you think it is? I don't know. My leg kills! Oh, my God!
Yeah, because we can hear them when they first get injured, too. Same.
Right. I think it's kind of like strategic in some sort of stuff. Like, all right...
I think it's a head injury,
if somebody goes in there and they're getting taped up, but you don't know where they're getting taped up.
Patriots are going to hire... The Patriots are going to hire a bunch of dudes that have paramedic uniforms on to go in the tent to see what the guy's injury is. We're here to special assist you guys. Who are you?
Where's the what are those cameras that you wear on your head or whatever?
GoPros,
yeah. Wearing a GoPro.
You know it'd be great.
Hitting GoPro.
You know it'd be awesome, Roger. It's like if like in Mission Impossible they have like an extra uniform for the actual player. Like, quick, put this on. We're gonna just say you're like a member. We're gonna like kind of, have you sit on the cart as a dude and just take you, incognito into the dressing room. That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
There was a lot of injuries in like.
I will say this: Ford Field's turf is softer than hell. Like it is like you're stepping. I don't want to say on a mattress, but like on quicksand. Like if you step, you will see your footprint, and you're not supposed to see your footprint on speed turf.
Oh boy!
Like it is unusually soft.
Besides the Lions game, there was a lot of like Spencer Ware for the Chiefs. PCL, he's going to be down for 2 to 8, which is like a huge window of maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're down for 2 to 8. What? Didn't like 4 to 6 or something?
Right.
Normally.
But Edelman,
But if it's a PCL sprain, you can come back within 3 weeks of that.
Yeah.
If it's a tear,
and
then
it
yeah,
depends on
you're out.
how it heals. But Edelman, and then Chad Henne, our Michigan man, he did not win the starting job in Jacksonville.
Who has the starting job in Jacksonville?
Blake Bortles.
Still, really?
And it was like the storm was brewing.
Yeah, play the Price is Right like you got wrong answer, Roger, because that is bad.
Because so that Doug Marrone, he inherited that QB, but you even heard the storm brewing like early in training camp. There's like, so you got Leonard Fournette, when he's like, how many times a game do you want? Are you going to be throwing the ball? He was like, if it was up to me, my quarterback would throw 0 times. And it was like, is that because you think your running back's that good or your quarterback sucks? Like
Both.
You know what I mean? So he's got a lot of touchdowns.
I want to see that week one. I would love like 3 passing attempts by Blake Bortles. That'd be hysterical.
A lot of
Bless you.
touchdowns.
Bless
But
you.
it's kind of blanketed because he got a lot of interceptions, and he got 35 touchdowns the one year that Brady had his high year of touchdowns. You know what I mean? So after that, he's averaging like maybe 10 touchdowns a season, which is horrible, especially with the weapons that he's had. So he's not going to be on that team past this season.
But I would have Doug Marrone like in like somewhere in the first 3 weeks. Literally, they only throw the football 5 times. That would be great.
He's like, yeah, if it was up to me, my quarterback would throw 0 times. Like,
TJ Yeldon. Wow. But like TJ Yeldon gets like 25 carries for an 80 pass play, or on your 80 plays.
Ladies and gentlemen,
game.
the first NFL team to run the wing tee in 50 years, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That would be amazing. If they had Denard Robinson, they could have done it because he would have been a great little wing back.
he just tried out.
All right,
for
so
the
we're gonna
Cowboys.
take a quick break, and we'll be back after this, and then we're gonna end the show with some shocking or uprising for McGregor.
Shocking and uprising.
We'll talk about the fight tonight that's going on, and stay tuned.
There's a
after
fight
us.
tonight?
Yeah,
Fight night.
What?
Stay tuned after this. We have the Saturday tailgate with Jeremy Stover here on the SRD Roadshow and CRBRadio.com.
And there's a race today too.
Yes, there is. Welcome back to the
We'll
SRD
talk
Roadshow
about
here
it
on
after.
CRBRadio.com and SportsRadioDetroit.com. Yes, Mike, there is a way to post links. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, because I want to get a league going for the K Radio League.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll get definitely going for sure. So, some big fights happening in Vegas tonight. It's crazy. I'm not sure what's going on, but
What?
I heard.
No
I
way.
heard.
Yeah.
Did I hear about this? I might have.
There's
I think
fights
you-
every weekend in Vegas.
Yeah, it's
True.
nothing.
Whether it's actual sanctioned fights or some guy getting caught counting cards at the table that gets taken out in the back alley and goes a couple of rounds with a bouncer.
Well, we don't hear about all of those fights.
by the way, just reporting on Sporting News, NBA executives say LeBron James is leaving Cleveland, heading to LA after the 2017-2018 season, which is duh. Hello.
I was going to say that's the worst kept secret in sports.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to root for him. It's going to suck.
I can't say I feel bad for you, Mike.
I'm going to ask him, like, go Lakers.
You know, I'm kind of in that predicament too because I can't stand the Lakers. It's not even the team. It's really the fans, excluding you, Mike. But you know, we have our back and forth, things or whatever. But It's going to be bittersweet for me, too. I'm going to have to root for LeBron, and he's in a Lakers uniform. Like, it just doesn't mix.
Yeah. But you know what? Serves you right, Brian. Serves you right. I'm sure.
No, I agree.
So who
Basketball.
do you guys have? Should we get right down to
Let's
it?
let's get crack-a-lackin'.
I was just reading something
haven't heard
really,
that in
really
a while.
stupid.
I heard that. That is very.
I still need to see what you guys are talking about from yesterday with McGregor. I was trying
Oh, we have to. Yeah.
I'll look at it later.
Put it up on the big screen.
Yep.
And then they're talking that McGregor said that he's going to gain 13 pounds over the next 24 hours.
Oh, what is he going to do?
Was
Eat
it John
McDonald's
Jones?
and like?
He's going to steroid it?
No,
There you go.
Like, you can put on a lot of water weight quick. I mean, the dude usually fights at like 185, so to come down to one.
Who fights at 185?
McGregor.
Does he?
I thought I heard something about that.
But I thought he's fought from anywhere from like 140 to like 190.
That's what I'm saying. But like but his.
Well, didn't he fight also one time at 215?
I don't know, maybe, but I know like he's up there, so like he can gain. Anybody can gain 12 pounds in a day. I mean, if you're cutting weight like with water, you can gain it same way.
Oh, now we know why McGregor got excited. Look where. Hang on, no, scroll up. Look where the hands are. Just saying. He's totally stuffing that though. I mean, he is.
I love those glasses though.
Those glasses are on point.
I love those glasses.
With the flip shades.
I do like them too.
Is there anything else you like in that photo, Bianca?
Oh God!
Oh, man.
Hey, but you know what though? But on some real stuff though, like those tight boxes right there will cup your region. And
Yeah, but come on, that is stuffed. Looks like he has a tennis ball down there, dude.
There's a pocket. There's a because it's funny because I got 2 pairs of drawers that have something like that. My lady likes
Calvin Klein.
when I have them on.
Your lady likes.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness!
But there's a little cup for your region, and it just like, and it's tight against the rest of your body, so
It really gets the bulge.
if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we know what Gino is going to get for his birthday.
Hey, but did you see?
His or mine?
I don't know.
But did you see Mayweather just laughing at him when he took it when he took his clothes off? He was dying laughing.
I would too.
He was pointing like.
Okay, Stu, let's pitch a tent. Grab this pole, Stuart. Stick it in the hole, Stuart. In the hole.
Oh, man.
All right, we had our Beavis and Butthead moment of the day there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But at any rate, are you guys kidding me? Mayweather's going to win this thing easily, hands down.
Do you agree with Ray Vipon, who's been doing great boxing coverage for us? Do you agree that it will be stopped in the 5th to 7th round, like he believes?
Yes. By the way, Ray Vipon joined us last month. Is doing a great job covering local fights as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's absolutely right. And the fight should end relatively quickly. So.
Interesting. Because I don't know. I think.
I don't know. I think he might be able to hang McGregor. I mean, I don't know for how long.
Well, I know
longer than that.
I know McGregor is going to go all out in the first 3 rounds,
And then lose it,
and I don't know how his stamina is going to be after that. That's what concerns me about the fight, because I know the first 3 rounds, McGregor's just going to be all over Mayweather like white on rice. He's going to throw anything he can. Even if Mayweather tries to hug him, he's going to try to punch him out of the hug. Mm-hmm. He's going to do anything he can to get a knockout.
Yeah, if they grab each other, like, McGregor can get some good rib shots in.
Well, I think he's going to do some rabbit punching at that point, which is illegal, but which is hitting in the back of the head. But I think he's going to. Yeah, you're right. He's going to try to get
grapple.
Because you saw it in the sparring. Like whenever his sparring partner got close, he came over the top and tried to hit him and even hammer punched him on the top of the head, which I also think is illegal. but it's something like everyone talks about, like, oh, I wonder if McGregor's going to like innately throw a kick somewhere. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think honestly after the first 3 rounds or so, it's going to be, even though Mayweather is a well-known defensive fighter, you're going to just see him just start using his quick hands, and it's going to be brutal because McGregor's not going to be able to cover up.
I think it'll be closer than people think, and I believe that time is McGregor's best friend, because the longer they talk and anticipate and wait it out and all this talking and, pre-fight stuff's going on, that's an advantage to McGregor, because we all know that they are boxing. They're not UFC fighting, so Mayweather has a clear advantage. I still think that it'll be closer than people think, because at the end of the day, they're fighters. They're fighters. And even though Conor McGregor's a UFC fighter, he's still a fighter at the end of the day. You got to throw punches. So, I don't know. I got McGregor. I don't know. Or I'm sorry. I got Mayweather. Didn't mean to mess that up there. But
it's not going to go the distance unless Mayweather wants to go the distance. You know what I mean? But McGregor has a small chance by getting lucky, but Mayweather's going to outbox him. And like people forget, Mayweather used to be a knockout artist the first half of his career. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's never knocked anybody out. Like half of his wins came from knockout. So I feel like he might even knock him out, or it might just be a TKO just because of like cutting and bleeding, stuff like that. He's going to give it to him 100%.
I can't disagree.
I don't see it going past 7 max.
Okay, what about you, Bianca? What do you think?
I think Mayweather will end up winning, but I don't know. I kind of feel, at the same time, I feel like there's, I don't think it's a slight chance. I think there is a chance for McGregor, and I feel like a lot of people are just maybe underestimating him. So I think
okay,
like my conscience is saying I feel like he's being underestimated, and I feel like there will be a fight. But I do feel Mayweather will come up with the win. I just hope I'm wrong, because I would like to see somebody put him in check. But
it ain't get in the ring your first time and fight the best fighter, top 5 of all time.
But it's never happened before, so how do we know? I mean, who knows?
It's happened before. Ali fought
in MMA.
Well, Ali fought a wrestler.
But that's
before.
I don't know. It's just it's a different caliber, though.
It is.
MMA is like some crazy shit. So I don't know. I don't want to underestimate.
There was one more that happened like a few years ago. But there's just, you can't just start boxing in less than a year and then go against the best fighter of all time and expect to have a chance. Just because you bar fight on a regular basis and knock big dudes out doesn't mean that you can just get in the ring for the first time in your entire life and fight the best fighter of all time.
Do we know who trained him, McGregor? Like who? I kind of want to look that up now.
Mm-hmm. Just to see. I don't know who his trainer is, but it's like, yeah, you can be good, but you can't. Regardless that Mayweather's 41, 42, he hasn't fought in 2 years. Pound for pound, the best fighter of our lifetime. Smartest fighter. Average hit against him.
John Kavanaugh.
The average hit
training
hit
McGregor.
percentage against him is like a 23 to 26%. You know what I mean? So that's a ridiculously low percentage of hits against him. He's smart. He's like, regardless that he's fast and he's a great boxer, he's smart. He's one of the smartest boxers of our lifetime and top 5 of all time, in my opinion. So it's just, there's just no chance. But here's the thing: regardless of no chance or a great chance, Mayweather's getting bare minimum, basically. Like, well, the bare minimum is 100 for Mayweather, 30 for McGregor. But after pay-per-view, Mayweather's getting 200, north of 200 million, and McGregor's getting a little over 100 million. So, great chance, no chance, zero chance. That's a fat check.
It is.
Did more people think that Ronda Rousey had a chance before all that shit went down with her? Didn't she want to fight Mayweather at one point?
I think she did.
Oh, yeah. And congratulations to Ronda Rousey because she's getting married today.
Oh, is she?
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that.
Yep.
You got something in common?
Is she marrying, what's his name from Entourage?
No, he's actually a UFC fighter, too.
Okay.
He proposed last year under a waterfall.
Aw.
Why do you know? He proposed last year under a waterfall.
To say, you know a lot about this, Mike.
Because it stuck with me. Because I was like, man, the first thing that I thought of was like, what if water hit it and you just lost it? The first thing that popped in my mind with it. So it's always.
Well, you're not like having the water cascade out and be like, hey, I have this right. No.
Well, haven't you seen like people losing it at games when they propose?
Oh,
and,
my
like,
God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Oh,
what if Gino did propose at a game?
I wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like that?
No, I like it to be more private.
I'm with you.
I
hear you.
World witnessing anything. I mean, I like to keep our
Travis Brownie. That's his name. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I just feel like there are people in the world that like to show off the
showcase.
World. Yeah, and I'm not that type of person. And I feel like if you are that person, I don't know. It seems like you're insecure about something.
She hasn't announced that she's going to retire or anything, but she is getting married. But she also you have to.
There's a lot of weddings today.
You still have to do a lot. Yep, at
my
7.
sister has one.
You still have to do the anti-doping drug testing. So she's still doing the drug testing and letting them know where she's at. So if she wasn't thinking about fighting anymore, then she would have stopped that. Just like the one track guy, he got suspended from the Olympics for 2 years because it was like an anti-doping thing, but the actual was he doesn't want to race in the Olympics anymore, so he stopped taking a drug test. So they banned him for 2 years, and it looked like he tested positive. He's like, no, I just don't want to race anymore. So I just stopped. I didn't tell him. I just stopped going.
Right.
Like, all right. Irresponsible a little bit, but
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just tonight's going to be interesting because part of me wants to see this fight, but part of me just is like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like,
it at Gino's aunt's, so I'm definitely
it's not going to take you have to just because.
Right.
As much as it's going to be stupid, it's a spectacle. It's probably like 0 chance of McGregor. It's just one of those things you just have to at that. It was like,
I mean, that's my conundrum with it though, right? Like, I honestly feel like I need to see it.
Yeah.
So like for that reason, because it seems like everyone else is finding a way to see this fight. So like, that's why I'm just kind of like, well, you know, because I know Roger's going to a viewing event. You said you were going to have it, Brian, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you just said you're going to go with Gino's aunts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
I'm fire sticking it.
Right, you're fire sticking it, Brian. Mike. So like, I don't know. I feel like I have to like find a way to see this fight because even though I know, like, I have a good idea of what's going to happen. It just seems like, it has to be the new hotness that you have to, watch this thing, spectacle or not. I want to see if it is going to be a good boxing match. I want to see if McGregor does get that lucky punch right on the jaw and knocks out Mayweather. Granted, it's not likely to happen, but it still can happen. I mean, there's a reason why there's a saying: you have a puncher's chance. So I don't know.
But I don't think he has a fight. The money that Mayweather's going to make for this fight,
200 to 100.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath, and I think it's just more of a clown show to me than anything. It's just a way to
get
paid.
And get paid. And
shoot, dang, Paul.
Stir up some controversy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I need to find a way to probably watch this thing.
I'm surprised Roger's not going to watch it because this is like everything everyone's talking about.
Well, Roger is
when
watching
everyone's talking about something, he doesn't want to take part in it. So that's interesting.
Well,
so you pick and choose.
Let me
if it's a sporting event, then you care. Is that what it is?
Let me explain to you my rationale behind my hipness. Okay, that makes me truly hip and unique.
And a hipster. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a hipster. Mm-hmm. I hate hipsters.
You can try to say that as much.
I'm not a hipster because if I was a hipster, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be like, whatever, podcasts are stupid.
Podcasts were like 5 years ago.
Okay. Anyway.
What is this, a podcast?
Simply this.
Okay, Danny.
I don't see my friends that I see very often. They're going tonight. I was supposed to also make an appearance over in Canton too, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. But anyways, I don't see my friends that I get to hang out with very often. My buddy Brian just had a second girl. My buddy Skip's got 3 kids, and my other friend Ben literally has taken five, ladies and gentlemen, 5 flights in 3 days.
Ooh.
Sheesh.
5
flights in 3 days, ladies and gentlemen.
Was he a spy?
No, he works for a company. So he's a marketer. He's a jack of all trades for this company. Anyways,
so he's a SEAL member. He gets dropped in, does an op, gets picked out, gets flown to another op, dropped in,
Ben
picked
might have
out.
a chance to meet these guys tonight, but these guys have been my friends since one's been my best friend since the 1st grade, the other 2 since freshman year of high school, and I'm 36, so that goes back a long ways. So for them, I'm gonna go and see the fight with them, hang out with them, catch up. It's just my way to catch up with them. Otherwise, I'd probably be either playing the show or making sure my son doesn't do anything obnoxious. That's why he's coming with me tonight. So, reality, Bianca, to be honest with you, if my friends weren't going to do it, I had no interest in it.
So you're just going to hang out with the boys.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
So, all right, coming up next, speaking of the boys, Saturdays for the boys, Mr. Jeremy Stover.
Hey.
As he's the first ever Saturday tailgate show here for SRD and CRBRadio.com. And what we got coming up, Jeremy, as you sit on the couch so far away from the mic that I don't even mic'd up.
Just a lot of predictions. So not too much football today. Brent said there's a couple games, but
There's a lot of games today.
Let's talk about Eastern Michigan. Yeah. 2 alumni.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll get into a lot of predictions. A lot of looking ahead.
Top 10 list.
Okay.
10 list, yeah. So
Hey, shout out to the Boston AAA baseball team for having a Kyrie Irving night.
That's awesome.
And they said that anybody named Draymond, Kevin Love, LeBron, or somebody else, they're going to charge you double the price of your ticket. He said, yeah, if you get
bogus.
Yeah, if your name's Kevin, if it's Kevin or Love, LeBron, Draymond, or Steph, if that's your name, they're going to charge you double for your ticket. That just.
Let's be honest, there are more Kevins than any other of those names.
Hey, well, have somebody else to buy your ticket to the game.
Seems like a total Boston thing to do. If you need somewhere to watch the fight tonight, I'm having it. So,
are you charging a cover?
No, I mean, I'll take a cover charge. I'm
like
not
$5 for a solo cup.
Yeah, I'm not requiring a cover charge, but if you'd like to pitch in,
35 cents all nickels. All nickels.
35 cents all nickels.
Hey, I'll take it.
Well, we're ready to fight. We're ready to watch the fight. Please be safe and enjoy the.
We can't hear you, Roger.
What are you talking about?
Your mouth is so far away from the mic.
It's not that far away from the mic. I'm not going to literally look. You want me to go like this because it's not.
He wants you just to caress it.
I'm not going to press the mic. All right.
Smooch it. Smooch it.
We'll back next week. Or no, we're taking a week off. Are we going to be here for Labor Day? Everybody?
No.
I can be if needed.
No Labor Day
I might
show.
not even be here.
I love it. I'm like, is everyone going to be here? I can. Roger's like, no show! Screw this! No way! That was the quickest no in history.
Saturday
My
tailgate.
goodness.
Saturday tailgate's up next here on the SRD Roadshow. Rest of the Roadshow ends. Start